Oh, hello, most dearest ones. Hello. And I'm videotaping a little bit differently today, and I'm inside because it's kind of warm outside today. So, right now I'm getting ready to do the most encouraging words of the day. And I am today going to, so I'm lighting some sage and stuff in case you wonder. So I'm lighting some sage if you can't see. And my bowl, you probably can't see it. It's really bright right now. I'm lighting some sage, and I'm burning some incense. So I'm burning the incense as well because I like to do that because I just like having some. I like having that space. So let me be reminded. Let me just say to you that hopefully you guys will be able to hear this. So I have some amethyst. I have some amethyst going here, and I have some rose quartz as well for our session today. So this is one thing I've been thinking about, most dearest ones. I may drink a little water too because I've been meditating really like a lot here. Some very intense probably meditation, which what is considered because it's Merkaba meditation, and I did a Christ-like activation meditation. This is like my first time doing it in this way, so I follow a young lady called Inner Sun Alchemy. She is so awesome. She's on Instagram, so I'm following her on Instagram, and she recommended a young lady by the name of Sandra Walters who does a Christ-like activation meditation. And I'm going to tell you, like, that meditation is totally intense. So if you're new to meditating, I would say you probably want to start with something gentle, or start with some macabre activation. Do like a short one of that one. So let's get started here. So I just want to talk about my journey a little bit today. Here's the deal. So I came into this planet on my Earth day is January 6, 1969. Okay. When I came into this planet, I can just say this. Ever since I was born here, I can always remember. I always remember seeing beings that are of the spirit world. I've always seen them. I've always been able to communicate with them ever since from a young child, just doing that. And many of them I do remember that I talked to from when I was younger. So those beings, I've seen them. So even my friends that are passed on, I communicate with them. My grandmother is one that I communicate with often. So I just want to say this. Me talking about this on in this format is a big step because I was raised Baptist, and I don't know if you know what that is. So I want to say like Christianity, but they call it Baptist church. So I was raised Baptist. And I've always had this ability at the same time being Baptist. So one of the problems that I totally have, that I've had since going to Baptist church and Christianity and all that, was the fact that I was told that my gift or my abilities that I have were not of Christ. They're demons that I was listening to, or you can't be dove into the living amongst the dead, or dead amongst the living. All this comments that you delving into the spiritual world. Who are you to dive into the spiritual world? It's just evil. You can't stay away from it. So I'm gonna tell you this. One thing is for sure. Yes, there are some things that are not kind, or mean things. There are some spirits and people. There are some beings and people that do that. But I'm gonna tell you this. I know that I am not one of those beings that does that. I know this. I know that I have a lot of love in my heart. And I know that I do this because of the love in my heart. Not because of all the other things that I've been told ever since I was a kid. So I've been suppressing this and keeping it low, under wraps, trying to just keep it under wraps, trying to pretend like I don't hear anything, and all of that, doing all of that was a denial of the ability that I have, and honestly, a denial of who I am. And I had to stop doing that. The last time I did that, and I said that I didn't want to do it, I pretty much put a binding on myself. I don't know if anybody knows what that means, but it's where I just literally just said, I'm not gonna be working for this side. I'm not work. I don't want to do none of this. I don't want to be able to see. I don't want to be able to hear. I don't want to be able to do none of this. And when I did that, I must say that the activity for me got turned way up beyond what I could even imagine. Like every day, every morning, afternoon, evening, I could see energy all day long to where it was bothersome. Hearing all of them talk was bothersome. So by this time, most people are, they're in the place with the people. I call them the people. You're in that place with the people where you got the straight jacket on and all the white walls. But I didn't go to the people. Obviously, I didn't have to go. I didn't actually get the restraints, but I felt like there was restraint on me, like that, like I actually did do that. So I decided that I didn't want to have this stress anymore of being able to see and hear and deliver messages. And after going through that part of seeing dark energies, light energies, all at the same time, all the voices, everything, after going through that part of the process for probably about 6 months, because it was intense. It was an intense, maybe a year, 6 months to a year. It was so intense. And I didn't know if I could handle it. That was the first main thing that popped into my head, like, oh my gosh, what did I do? So I was very ill at the time as well. I got very sick. I was very sick. I was in a toxic relationship as well. So someday I'll talk about that. Very toxic. Very, very toxic. And that was even being disturbed. That was a disturbance, like beyond normal disturbances. So disturbing relationship. My spirituality was disturbing. My soul was disturbed. Oh my gosh, I just didn't know what was going on or what I was gonna do. So one day I was in the kitchen, and I remember this very distinctly because I was still eating meat at the time, and I was making pork chop. So I made some pork chops, just like a couple pieces, some veggies, and some rice, a small cup of rice. And I made lemon water because I started drinking lemon water at that time too. That was one of the first parts. So when I was cutting the lemon, I just stood at the counter and I said out loud, I said, you know what? Divine source, God, whoever you are, because I know you're from above, I know you're from heaven, because that's what I believed at that time. I believe that, and I believe that now. I said, look, I'm gonna tell you this: if you want me to continue this journey, this part of of saying who I am, helping people with love. If you want me to do that, I'm going to need you to help me out. I'm going to need you to give me a sign. And I tell you, I cut the lemon with no problem, at ease, everything, just cut it. And I walked from the bedroom probably about 10 feet, and I took the tray and I put it down. So for some reason that day I had the tray, and I usually don't have the tray. I took the tray with me. I went into the room. I sat the tray down, and I just took one bite of like some of the food, and I took the glass and I tilted the glass toward me. Now, what I'm going to tell you, this is totally unreal, but real at the same time. And I began to drink the water. And as I looked into the glass, the lemon that I had just peeled had a smiley face on it. And I was like, what in the world is going on? What? And I was like, okay. So in saying that, along the way, there were other instances where my food that I was eating, my food does it even now, the food that I'm eating has smiley faces in it, food that it literally smiles back at me. It still happens on a consistent basis. Like, I'm going in a store, I'm going to reach for some fruit, and all the fruit is positioned in a way to where it's smiling at me. I'm like, oh my goodness, okay, I know what this is. So after that day, I decided that I was going to get some help. And I decided to see a young lady by the name of Raven. And actually, she was known as Monica at the time, and they offered her as a service through where I used to work. So I was a social worker at that time, and they offered her as a traumatizing, as a counselor to help the social workers out. So she, I want to see her, but before I must tell you, before I went to see her, I actually saw her face before I got there. And I actually heard our conversation before I went. And I knew it was going to be the best conversation I needed to hear. Everything that I needed to hear was going to happen at that time. So I actually had a co-worker tell me about Monica. And her name is Goddess Luna. I call her Goddess Luna. She told me, go check it out. You might like it. Among other things, Goddess Luna was put into my life to help me out into this transition. Our relationship got turned up. I'm totally grateful for our relationship becoming great and turning us up. And I totally missed some of that stuff too. But so I go and see Monica, which is known as Raven, as she's Raven to me now, but she was known as Monica. I go and see her. We discuss. I tell her all the abilities that I've been seeing as a kid and how detrimental it's been, how hard it's been, the binding that I did, the traumatization, all of these things that have been happening, and these two nagging entities, whatever you want to call them, bugging me, nagging me ever since I was young, telling me, you know what, you can be mean, you can. And I was just like, I can't, that is what I cannot deal with. So I go see her, we talk about all this. She does I guess it could be called a past life regression. She does that. And I'm going to tell you, in the midst of her doing that, I felt and I knew and I could see myself at different times coming to this planet. And I don't know how to explain this to you, but I can tell you this. I heard things that were me, but they weren't me at that time or at this lifetime. It was me from other lifetimes. So, and this time was different because I was not going to, I was ready to make the decision that I wasn't going to do it. I was definite about, I need to make a decision. That's the decision I'm going to go with. But after speaking to Raven, after speaking to Raven at that time, and her doing that past life regression or that treatment on me, after I came out of, like seconds after she did the treatment, the clouds, like I felt like a cloud had rolled past. I felt open. I felt loved. Something that I've been striving for so long that I didn't have. I felt love from myself. I felt love from her, love from other people around me. I just started feeling more love. Now, mind you, in the midst of all that, I had to learn some more lessons, obviously. But then I could tell you this. I always knew that I could see ailments in people and know when people are having problems, and I could see parts of their life and parts of people that I passed on, wanting to give them messages. So I decided that I was going to do a prana practitioner at that time as well. So this happens all at the same time. So I go and I'm at work, and there's a young lady by the name of Ruth Mota Garcia. So Sister Ruth, invites me over. I go and do class with her for prana practitioner, and I must tell you, that part of the journey, the treatment that Ruth did on me, the treatment that Raven practiced and did on me, those things totally worked. I am no longer in a space of turmoil. I am in a space of what do I do next? What do you guys want me to do next? I am a total space of, you know what? If you want me to do this, beings of light and love, if you want me to do it, I'm going to need your help. And without a drop of a beat, the help has been there. So I'm crying a little bit because I'm so happy about that part. So I just want to say that, look, no matter what your journey is, no matter what you're going through, no matter what people tell you about you voodoo and this witches and all, no matter what people tell you, you have to know for yourself. You can't let people just wander you wherever they think you need to go. You need to wander to the space where you need to be. You need to let your angels, your guides, your masters, let them guide you. Because they're trying to already. And you ask them for the help because all they want you to do is ask. So I'm just saying this. All of that to say, fast forward on the spiritual part of the journey. Sorry about that. There's nothing like it. There's been nothing like it. So let me see if my sage is burning out here. Okay, it's doing good. Okay. And I got the incense going as well. So, the most encouraging words of the day, people, are this. When you're on that journey and you questioning where to put your feet, look up for your sign. The signs are directing you. They're telling you, your guides, your angels, your masters, they're telling you what to do. They're telling you where to go. Take a pause and look. Look around. Check your scene. Check where you at. Because I must tell you, they're there. They're waiting for you to ask to say what you need. So, be alive, be strong, and be well. So I'm going to pull the cards for today as well. So this is pre-recorded. I didn't do a live one yet today, but I'm going to go ahead and pull the cards. Pull the card from Kyle Gray's, from this guy, Kyle Gray's box. These are my favorite, although I've been using the angel cards. Doreen's the angel cards. Oh, cards have already popped out. There we go. So, this, you can't make this up. You just can't do it. So the card of today, if I'm doing this correct, if you guys can see, because my camera's a little different. It's Hilarion, divine healing. Woo woo. So honor your sensitivity. Retreat to recharge and heal. Your light can support others. Okay, my whole conversation about my journey, my spiritual path here is this: divine healing. I know I'm healed. I know that what I'm doing, it is for me. I know where I'm going. I don't have to let people tell me where I'm going. In the sense of the negativity, the wrong downing, lower energy level things that are going on. I don't have to listen to that no more. So remember, you've got divine healing. Okay, so the other deck of cards, here we go. Doreen's angel cards. So I am tussling them about. It looks like I see. Oh, wait a minute. Yep. Okay, it already poked out. 8 of abundance. So let's see if I can get this right here. 8 of abundance. It's kind of long. Excuse me. This is a time of learning and honoring, honing your skills. You may feel inspired to go back to school, take seminars on topics that fascinate you, or educate yourself on the healing arts. This is a good time to change jobs or move a career. The key to success is the details. Monitor your projects carefully. I don't know there. Okay, so I'm feeling like besides that, somebody else needs a card. So I'm going to go ahead and pull from the angel cards. I'm going to put this one back in there. Hone in on your skills, everybody. That was that card. Hone in on your skills here, okay? It seems like I need to pull another card. For some reason, I feel like I need to pull. I know that one was for me. So I don't know. I totally know. Oh, here we go. Okay. Helper of thoughts. Your life is about to start moving fast. Events that seem to be on hold suddenly require all your attention. There's some time to sit and ponder. You've got to get moving. Review the details as best you can. You know will meet or are someone with a very quick mind who instantly gasps what to do. This person is both confident and courageous. Okay, so there's somebody that's going to be coming along to help you. Whoever you are. There's somebody that's going to be coming along to help you. So they're just wanting you to get, it requires all of your attention. Okay. And the person that's coming to help you is confident and courageous. So fear not. Okay, so most encouraging words of the day today, young people, old people, in between people, is pause and take a recording of your surroundings and see what the signs say. So I'm gonna tell you this: you are divine healing. You are being divinely healed. Okay, you are divinely loved, and no one can ever take that from you. So if you like this words of the day, these most encouraging words, and me talking about my journey a little bit, like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, Satara's Love. And yes, I do readings. I am I guess they call it a medium. And I also do prana practitioner, and I do treatments for wellness and physical ailments as well. So if you're needing a session, DM me on Instagram, Satara's Love. DM me on Twitter. DM me on YouTube, and I will get a hold of you, and we'll get it set up. So I want to encourage you to be divinely healed, and know that you are divinely healed. And as I say, enjoy your clouds. You know, it's quite warm where I'm at, but Enjoy your clouds, your sun, your rain, your stormy weather, and just love yourself because it's okay. And as I always say, Atma Namaste.